Before I say one word about why, I want you to do a thing for me, right now, and it takes 10 seconds. Walk over to your cast iron skillet, the one hanging on the hook or sitting in the oven, and press a plain white paper napkin flat into the middle of it with your palm. Now lift it out and look at it. If that napkin comes away clean and dry, with maybe the faintest gray shadow, your pan is right, and you can spend the next 15 minutes with me learning why it is right so you can keep it that way. But if that napkin comes away spotted dark with oil, or worse, if it sticks, if you feel it grab and peel away like a stamp off an envelope, then your skillet has the trouble half the skillets in this country have. It is sticky, gummy. It grabs eggs, it smells of old grease, and it never seems to get better no matter how faithfully you oil it. And here is the thing I am going to prove to you today. It never gets better because you oil it so faithfully. The most common sickness of cast iron is not neglect. It is too much care, of the wrong kind. Nearly everybody has the main rule of cast iron exactly backward, and the fix costs nothing, uses less of what you are already using, and by the end of this video, that napkin will come away clean. A single housekeeping line and then we get to work. There is a free paper of 15 fixes, each $1 or less, waiting under this video. Leave your name and it comes straight to you. Enough of that. To fix the pan, you have to know what that black coating actually is, because near everybody has that backward too. Folks think the black on a good skillet is oil, a protective film of grease like oil on a gun or wax on a boot, something you keep wet and keep feeding. And so when the pan looks dry or gray or wrong, they do what you would do for a boot. They feed it more oil. Rub it in thick, let it soak, hang it up shining. It sounds like love. It is the exact mistake. The black on a good skillet is not oil anymore. Hear that plain. When a very thin film of oil is heated hard, the oil changes. The heat drives the little molecules of that oil to join hands, to link up with each other and bond down onto the iron itself, and they harden into something new, a dry, tough, solid layer, closer to a varnish than to a grease. The men of science call it polymerized oil. My grandmother called it a pan that was raised right. It is dry to the touch. It is bonded to the metal. It does not wipe off on a napkin, and it does not go rancid, because it is not grease anymore. It is a shell that was built out of oil by heat, the way a hard candy shell is built out of wet syrup. And the whole secret of cast iron lives in one line. Oil only becomes that shell if the layer is thin enough for the heat to harden it all the way through. A whisper of oil, heated well, becomes hard black glass. A heavy coat of oil, heated the same, hardens only on its skin, and underneath stays what it always was: grease. Half-cooked grease, soft and tacky. And that is the sticky your napkin found. It cannot harden because it is too deep for the heat to cure. And when the owner sees the pan looking sticky and dull, he says, "Poor thing, it needs oil," and lays on another coat and makes the soft layer deeper still. More care, more sickness. He is watering a drowning plant. So the rule of cast iron, the one everybody has backward, is this. The pan does not need more oil. It needs almost none, cured hard. Thin as a whisper, baked to glass. Everything else in this video is just that one rule applied. If you would rather use less oil and keep a good skillet working the way it should, tap like and subscribe. There are plenty more plain fixes still to come. Now let us heal the sticky pan, and I will give you the whole job start to finish, and then the one rule inside it that changes everything. First, the sticky has to come off. That gummy layer is unhardened grease, and it will never harden now, so it goes. Wash the pan in hot water with dish soap and a good stiff brush or a scrubbing pad, and scrub it honest. If the gum is thick, a little coarse salt in the pan works as a scour. Rub it around with a rag until the tackiness is gone, and you are down to a surface that feels dry, even if it looks patchy and gray in places. Do not fear the patchiness. Gray patches are just bare iron showing, and we are about to dress them properly. Dry it completely. Towel first, then set it on a burner over low heat a few minutes until every hint of damp is gone. Water is the one true enemy of bare iron, and a pan put away damp starts rusting the same night. Now the seasoning, and here is the rule. Pour in a small spoon of plain cooking oil, and with a rag or a paper towel, rub it over every surface of the pan, inside, outside, the handle, all of it. And then, and this is the moment the whole video was made for, take a fresh dry rag and wipe that oil back off. All of it. Wipe the pan the way you would wipe it if you had spilled oil on it by mistake and wanted it gone. Wipe until the rag comes away nearly clean and the pan looks like there is no oil on it at all, just the faintest sheen, like the iron is damp with it and nothing more. I know how that feels. It feels like you are undoing the work. Every bone in you says, I just put that on, why am I taking it off? Here is why. You cannot leave too little. The film that remains after honest wiping, the film you can barely see, is exactly the whisper the heat can cure into glass. Anything more than that whisper is the sticky trouble being born again dot. The old-timers said it different ways, but the best I ever heard it said was, oil the pan, then wipe it off like you made a mistake. That is the rule everyone has backward. The wiping off is the seasoning. The pan you think looks too dry going into the oven is the pan that comes out right. Then the cure. Set the pan upside down in the oven, a sheet of foil or a tray on the rack below to catch any stray drip, and bake it hot, up around 450–475 degrees for a full hour. Upside down, so nothing pools. A full hour so the layer hardens all the way through, for a half-cured layer is a sticky layer. Time matters as much as the wiping. Then shut the oven off and let the pan cool down inside it, slow, on its own. 2 honest words of safety here, plain and short. A curing pan can put off some smoke, that is, the oil hardening, and it is normal, so run the vent fan or crack a window. And do not do it the hour before company comes. And that pan and its handle come out of the oven at 450 degrees and hold their heat a long time, so it is dry, thick pot holders, both hands, and a warmed kitchen. Iron does not look hot. It just is. Do that once and your napkin test changes. Do it twice more. Thin coat, wipe like a mistake, hot hour. If the pan was badly bare, and you have built the beginnings of that hard black glass, and every meal cooked in it from now on builds it thicker, free of charge. Now I have to stop and take down the most famous rule in all of cast iron. And I do it kindly, because your mother taught it to you, and her mother taught it to her. And in their day, they were right. Never let soap touch cast iron. You have heard it your whole life. Soap kills the seasoning. Soap ruins the pan. Rinse it with water and never more. Here is where that rule came from, and here is why it is done. In your grandmother's day, soap was made with lye, and plenty of it, harsh enough to eat grease off anything, and harsh enough to eat the seasoning right off a skillet. Because in those days, a lot of what was on a skillet was, as we now know, half-hardened grease, and lye soap took it to bare iron in one washing. So the rule was true. Then. But the dish soap under your sink today is not your grandmother's lye soap. It is a mild detergent, made gentle enough for hands. And here is the part that matters. Real seasoning, the polymerized shell we just built, is not grease anymore. It is a hardened, bonded layer, and mild dish soap cannot dissolve it, any more than dish soap dissolves the varnish off your table. Even the Lodge Foundry itself, the people who have made cast iron in this country for 120 years, say it plain on their own pages. A little mild soap is fine, so wash your skillet with a drop of soap and warm water and a brush and feel no guilt. What soap cannot touch is a properly cured pan. And if washing with a little soap does strip your pan, then hear what that is telling you. It was never seasoned. It was coated in soft grease, pretending to be seasoning, and the soap just told you the truth about it. Two things, though, remain as forbidden as they ever were, and these are real. Do not soak the pan, not overnight in the sink, not ever, for water finds every bare pore of iron and starts rust by morning. And never, never the dishwasher, which is a soaking and a harsh detergent and a wet sitting all in one box. The washing is fine. The soaking is the sin. Two more troubles and their fixes, quick and honest. First, rust. The orange pan from the shed, the one that sat damp, the one from the yard sale. Ordinary surface rust does not kill cast iron, and the rescue is the same one I gave you for garden tools, only gentler. Scour the rust off with steel wool or a scrubbing pad and hot soapy water, down to gray iron. And yes, on a rusty pan you scrub as hard as you like. There is nothing left on it worth protecting. Rinse it, dry it completely on the stove, and then it is a bare pan. And a bare pan just needs the full seasoning we did a minute ago. Thin oil, wipe like a mistake, hot hour, 3 rounds. 100-year-old rusty pan comes back to the kitchen that way, and comes back for good. Second, flaking. If your pan sheds little black flakes into the food, that is not the iron failing, and the flakes, though they are nothing you want, are just bits of overbuilt coating. It happens when seasoning was built too thick too fast, heavy layers on heavy layers, or on top of old burnt food that was never cleaned off, and the pile finally cracks and lifts like old paint. The fix is the honest one. Scrub the loose flakes away, take the surface down to what is solid, even if that is patchy, and rebuild thin. And to keep it from coming back, 2 habits. Keep the coats whisper thin always, and warm the pan up gently when you cook, a few minutes on medium, not slammed onto the highest flame cold, because iron likes to take its heat gradual, and so does the coating bonded to it. And here is the honest limit of all rescue. The 2 troubles that end a pan. A crack, even a hairline, is the end. For a cracked pan can split with hot fat in it, and no seasoning heals iron. And a pan so warped it rocks and spins on the stove will never cook even again. A cracked or badly warped pan has earned its retirement. Hang it on the wall and honor it, but do not cook in it. Everything else, the rust, the gum, the flakes, the gray, all of it comes back from the dead for the price of oil and an afternoon. One more boundary, so nobody ruins a good pot on my advice. Everything I have said today is for bare cast iron, black iron. If your pot is the enameled kind, the smooth, glassy colored coating over the iron, that is a different animal entirely. Enameled iron is never seasoned, never scoured with steel wool, and is washed like ordinary dishes. Do not season enamel. Know which one is in your hands before you touch it. Now the keeping. And this is 1 minute after supper, and it is the whole of cast iron ownership from here on. Cook in it, and cook in it often, for every fried egg and every pan of cornbread lays down another invisible whisper of cured oil, and a used pan gets better while a stored pan only waits. After the meal, while the pan is still warm, wash it. Warm water, the brush, a drop of soap if it needs one. No soaking. Dry it right then. Towel, then a minute on the warm burner until it is bone dry. Never drip dry, never put it away damp. This one habit is half of everything. Then the whisper. A few drops of oil on a rag, wipe the inside, and then, you know the rule now, wipe it back off like a mistake. The pan goes to bed looking dry with the faintest sheen, and it sleeps somewhere dry. Not in the oven if the oven gets damp from cooking below it, not nested wet under other pots. A hook on the wall or a dry cupboard, and if you stack it, a paper towel or a cloth between pans so air can find it. Wash, dry, whisper, wipe, dry bed. 1 minute. That is the entire religion of cast iron. And everything else you have ever heard, the fear of soap, the heavy oiling, the mystery, was mostly folks doctoring a pan for the wrong disease. I want to end with why this is worth 15 minutes of your evening. Because it is not really about breakfast. A cast iron skillet is very nearly the only thing left in your kitchen that is built to outlive you. The plastic handles will crack, the coated pans will scratch and be thrown out in 3 years. The gadgets will die with their batteries. The iron will not. There are pans in this country frying eggs right now that fried eggs before the Model T rolled. And the only reason they are still working is that somebody in every generation kept the 1-minute ritual and knew the one backward rule. And here's the part I find worth thinking on. That pan gets better the longer it is used right. Not worse, better. Every year of suppers builds the black glass a little deeper, a little smoother. Most things you own are wearing out from the day you buy them. This one is being built up, meal by meal. And the person you leave it to will inherit not just iron, but every breakfast you ever cooked in it, baked right into the surface. It is the only heirloom I know of that you improve by using. So tonight, do the napkin test if you have not. If it comes away clean, cook something in that pan this week in honor of whoever kept it right before you. And if it comes away sticky, well, now you know the backward rule, and one afternoon fixes it for good. Tell me in the comments, and I mean this one truly, where did your skillet come from? Bought new, yard sale, or handed down? And from whom? I read every one, and I will wager the stories under this video will be worth more than the video. If you would care to keep another good thing alive with me next week, subscribe, and you will find the way back. Until then, remember, seasoning is baked, not spread. Oil it thin, wipe it off like you made a mistake, cure it hot, and that pan will still be making breakfast when your grandchildren argue over who gets it. God keep you, friend. We will talk again.